Hey everyone! Down here, we're back in Comic Studio around here for today as well. Because didn't actually that I just continued Dandy's World for such as this? So we have already reviewed for one of those things as well, including Battle for Dream Island. And especially for custom worlds, as we already seen this already as well since in the last video. And what we about to do is going to be doing for one more video to go, and this is going to be all about for just right here for today. This is one more video for today, and especially we would able to be for reviewing some of the Pokemon comic studios around here, so we might not able to be doing that as well. And because next we're going to be looking for something a little bit awful as well, even is absolutely going to be referenced for the Chicken Nugget. There is another Chicken Nugget Comic Studio as we're jumping in and seeing somewhere other kinds of cringe and stuff as well. So, in the last video, that reviewing about the Chicken Nugget Comic Studio was such a cringe. And now for this video, it was even a little bit more cringe as well. Even is actually that is owned by Rosie. We're showing up some spoilers, and the characters starting at Kiki, Anoimo, Orchid Plum, Gamer Fan, 1323, Blubber, Willow Melon, Watermelon, Sainty Philly, Satiny Philly, 626, The Random Comic Maker, Syringian Guy, and another one is Chris, Brownie, Syringian Guy's Pet, Textbook Man, Low Food Man, and there is more. It's kind of a lot of them, including for some crossovers. Lots of crossovers. The non-canons were pretty much more similar than others for some kind of the NFTs as well. There's the Golden Freddy as well. Next up, we got for some sort of the other kinds of stuffs, unlike plushes, and many other kinds of like what is this? Ohio cream cookies? That wasn't pretty real. And you know that is actually pretty existed around as well. So we added an automobile, and for sometimes we might going to be added for some sort of automobiles as well, and might not going to be seeing for the results as well. And even though that must be for some sort of for the effects, and finally the backgrounds. It was absolutely 3 of them. And what if did I never gonna be imagined that we're gonna be added for some traffic as well? So I realized we might gonna be added for some automobiles for a really long time as well. And let's make for some sort of a huge amount of traffic as well, using crossovers, and by using for some sort of the expanded comic studio as well from the Kikiron series. So especially that we might able to be for added for some sort of traffic, as we already checking out of the rest of the comic studio wasn't like that only for one thing as well. So we might gonna be able to add for some really kinds of them sooner as well. So we possibly added for some automobiles as well, even for cars as well. A large amount of traffic is absolutely coming our way, and it's pretty going to be stuck on traffic, like even it was. We might gonna be see the results later if I might gonna be added for some more and some more again. So here's another one, and how really that thing it was actually going to be almost complete as well. So even for that reasons that we just eventually added traffic as well, and so much more, we just eventually try to see this thing as even possible. And so this is actually the final this thing as well. So I never believed it that was actually for the insanely one thing as well. So we absolutely have more traffic, and it's pretty even possible. And why do we added even motorcycles as well, or more? So we might gonna be added for some characters or like anybody itself as well. At least it's almost 10 minutes around here as well. It's been for around for, I really don't think this is actually going to be over 10 minutes. That I was taking a long time as well. So we made a long story between that we added eventually for some sort of motorcycles as well. Because we just eventually added two cookies, such as the pizza cookie and white lily cookie, on board of those for some sort of pizza tower characters. So here it is, and for some sort of a story as well. So it's gonna be taking a while for this the first and one thing as well. So we're starting over here, and because that white lily cookie was being so worried about for anything, she was being late as well, because there must be the passengers like the white lily and the stick man, but the driver is absolutely for one thing as well. This is Peppino, or some sort of for the Peppino as well, so I'm not sure this isn't going to be for such a character, even that you know it is that from Pizza Tower. Peppino was being for such as one thing as well. And because the driver was Peppino as well, that the outside that we realize we're being stuck in traffic for a long time. Even that you know it is that we got motorcycles or scooters, and even though that on the streets we got a huge bunch of traffics like those things as well, except the bus lane as well to do this as well. So there is pizza cookie, and many more of those things isn't going to be even possible as well. So it's gonna be for a huge traffic jam like those things, or whenever that doesn't going to be even for much more sense, that even is going to be taking a little bit longer as well, that we know about this as well. So even as possible that was stuck in traffic as well. We didn't actually put with some of those original characters around into this, some kind of those things, for some sort of slabs like those things as well. So that is all for some kind of for one thing as well, for about 10 minutes of this video as well. And it was absolutely nothing like this before as well, because similar to Chicken Nugget Comic Studio and the last video as well, don't forget that the link is in the description below, and you're gonna be at the age of 13 to access this. So, by the way, I'll be signing off, and thanks for watching, and I'll be see you mini lads and Comic Studio users all later to our next 2 days.